up, bro?
Ew.
Hey, I was just wondering, these are called Gwen Towers, right?
What?
Gwen Towers?
Gwen Towers?
Gwen?
Yeah, Gwen. These bad boys?
I'm not sure what they're called.
Damn, I want to take a picture of it.
But you're working on them? You don't know.
You guys don't even know?
Well, I'm kind of a new guy.
Okay.
No, that's cool. I was just wondering, because check it out. I know of this method. It's called U.S. Patent 5356368 method, an apparatus for inducing desired state of consciousness, bro. Like, they're downloading brain waves from these emissions. They're literally downloading thoughts onto our minds with these frequency towers, bro. And it's a government patent. It's government patent US 5356368. You never heard of that? It's crazy, huh?
Can't say.
That's crazy. It's just, we want to know, like, when we go around these Gwen Towers, we ask people who work on them if they know what they are.
Yeah.
And they don't. Nobody knows. And I'm finding government patents saying that they're literally, like, it's a method for controlling our neurological system. I thought you'd be interested in it, you know?
Never.
Never even heard of it? Can I put you on camera real quick? Can you say that?
Nope.
Okay.
Can't do that.
I won't.
That's
I just wanted to look up.
Cause,
But for sure, thanks for giving us your time, bro.
yeah.
But when you leave, you better look up that patent.
Look it up, like for real, like.
Look up ground wave emergency networks, bro.
Honestly, I'll do that.
All right, do it.
Yeah.
You can look me up too. My name is Kirby Foster. All right, it's
Wake
nice
masses.
to know somebody. We're waking masses up, bro. Have a good day, man. He don't even know what it is. This is XB Management Services System. They don't even know what they're working on.
They're just getting paid.
Is that a ground? Is that a Gwen Tower?
And they don't
Are you
even
kidding
know.
me? All right, so
getting
Kirby,
paid
you're so
and they
crazy. You're so crazy, and I'm teaching you the government patents. I'm showing you that your brain waves works off of frequencies. When you're in a positive format, your brain functions off of frequencies. Those are emitters, and you saw all those wires, you guys. Each one of those wires is boosting hundreds of thousands of watts into that thing. And not only that, that's enough to power these whole entire neighborhoods. And for all of you that say they're in beat up neighborhoods, they're not just in beat up neighborhoods, they're on top of the casinos.
What's sad is they know how to work on this, but they don't know what it does.
They have no clue what it is.
That's like
I have a degree in science, information, technology, and networking.
Build a computer,
and these guys,
but you don't know how to run a computer.
You don't even know what it is.
You know how to build one,
You
but
know?
you don't know how
and
to
he's
use
like, oh,
one.
I'm the new guy.
What?
Even the
Are
guys
you
up there,
kidding me?
their only experience is climbing these poles
It's like
for combat pay.
Your one job
They have no clue what they're doing.
to go fix this and build this and do this, but you're not supposed
Yeah.
to know what it actually does.
Ground wave emergency network, fam. We just broke it down. We just met somebody and we just talked about the Gwen Tower. They had no idea what they were working on over here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, shit right there.
Go follow Frequency Weaponry group on Facebook, and also follow Gwen Towers group on Facebook. It's time to wake masses, fam. It's time to wake
The voices feel like mind rape. It just feels like there's somebody raping you. They're inserting thoughts into your mind. You don't want them there. It's basically the same as rape. But the thing is, I can't call the cops and say, hey, I've been mind raped. If something like that happens to a woman, they can call the cops and they can get that moron that did that. The voices have called it the perfect crime. They feel they never can get caught.
My guest, Nick, says he hears voices in his head all day, every day, but says he'd bet $1 million that he is not schizophrenic. Now, Nick's mom, Reza, wrote to the show 21 times pleading for help for Nick. Nick says he believes the voices stem from a microchip that was implanted in his body some years ago after he was drugged by someone he thought was a friend.
I need help with this. This is serious. It's a very serious problem. 5 years ago, a friend of mine drugged me. 5 days went by. I was unconscious. I couldn't move. I woke up in a motel room. I was pretty much left for dead. During that time while I was unconscious, I believe he put a chip in me. I believe there is a chip somewhere in my body. I'm not sure where. When I started hearing voices, I picked up the computer and Googled hearing voices. That's what led me into the electronic harassment. But I don't believe it's the military doing it to me. I suspect that attackers are using government satellites to be able to insert voices into my head.
I don't know about Nick being drugged. I just know I don't believe there was a chip implanted.
These voices are a mental thing, not a chip. He's not being harassed. There are no radio frequencies bombarding him.
I think Nick has schizophrenia from what I've researched.
Nick doesn't want to admit that this could be schizophrenia, but it does run in my side of the family.
It's really a hard thing to believe. If I wasn't going through it myself, it would be a hard thing for me to believe.
Well, I'm back with Nick, and I'm also joined by his mother, Reason, his father, Kelly, and his sister, Jenna. How are the voices treating you right now, for example?
I don't hear a thing right now.
How have they been since you've come here to L.A.?
Quiet.
It's been quiet.
Yes, sir.
It's been quieter since you've come
Yes.
here.
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know that for sure, but I will intervene and say I did get married, and on my honeymoon, I did not hear anything. But that's like the only week I didn't hear anything.
And you haven't heard them much here either,
Yes, sir.
right? So on your honeymoon, no, and here, no.
Right.
Rest of the time, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If this is electronic harassment, and if that's the case, why did they turn that off now?
I don't know the answer to that. You know, possibly to hear what you're saying, hear what we're talking about.
And if they're wanting to control you, seems like I'd be the last guy they would want you talking to. Wouldn't they try to keep you from getting help, coming here?
Yeah, they put death threats on me coming out here.
Yeah, what'd they say?
We'll kill your family.
So they've had control of you for 3 years.
Well, they think they got control of me. I mean, I'm strong enough willed to know.
But they've had this planted in you for 3 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what have they gained? What have they accomplished?
I understand what you're saying. It would seem like it'd be a monetary value or something.
Well, I don't-
you
just
would think,
anything.
You would think they'd want something like that. I don't know. I don't know if they're jealousy, possibly. I mean, I don't know the answers coming from them, or why they're doing it. I'm
Right.
in the dark.
Now, you've tried to barter with these
Oh yeah.
harassers, right? What
Yes, sir.
have you done to try to buy your way out of this?
I put 20 grand in the mailbox.
You put 20 grand in the mailbox?
Yep.
You just went out and put it in the mailbox.
I sat there in the window and watched it.
Did you watch to see it?
Yeah, I watched it.
And nobody came?
Nobody came.
And you said, I'm putting 20 grand in the mailbox. It's yours if you want it.
Leave me alone, leave my family alone.
Leave me alone, take the money and go. You win, take
Yeah.
the money and go.
Yep.
Thank you, ma'am. Does anyone else wish to speak to the committee on this piece, this legislation? Pardon me. Yes, ma'am. Give us your name and who you represent, please,
Okay,
ma'am.
my name is Kathleen Gary, and I'm a resident of DeKalb County, and I'm also one of the people in Georgia who has a microchip. And I've been talking to the different legislators and trying to get help in trying to outlaw this, the implants. I want to speak particularly on the medical issue of the microchip that she mentioned. And I just got a few things. Microchips, they infringe on issues that are fundamental to our very existence. That our rights to privacy, our rights to body integrity, the right to say no to foreign input in our bodies, specifically the right to refuse microchips being put in our bodies by the government, or anyone else, the right not to be tortured in our homes by these microchips being scanned by electronic devices that is happening, and to activate these microchips, the right to work without being tortured by co-workers who are activating these microchips by using their cell phones and other electronic devices, the right to just live, work, worship, attend schools, attend church services without being further torture from these microchips. It's actually torture. It's just not just a little implant that you put in. You're actually tortured by these microchips. When they are scanned, they cause the body all kind of problems. Microchips are like little beepers, and just imagine, if you will, having a beeper in your rectum, a gentle area, and the most sensitive area of your body, and your beeper number is displayed on billboards throughout the city, all done without your permission, with an award available for each caller. Hundreds of people calling you, blowing up your beeper, vibrating it in your flesh, invading your privacy rights to your own body. You're followed and tortured everywhere you go. You travel all over town trying to get somebody to help you get it out, and but instead, you feel the shocking pains from the tip of your spine to the bottom of your feet. It's like a grounding effect. Blurred vision, headaches, stomach pains, cramps, muscle spasms, uncontrolled blood pressure issues on 2 or 3 blood pressure pills, fatigue, stinging and burning skin, loss of concentration, ringing in your ears, heat sensation to the skin from the scanning devices, frictions of the vibrations that's going on with calling and dialing thing is working constantly in your flesh. It's torture every single day. And every time you try to find help, you go to doctors, and their hands are tied from giving you the proper medical treatment that you need and deserve.
Thank you, ma'am. I think we got a question from one of the committee members. Ms. Oliver, is it yours? No. Who was it? So on the end, Mr. Weldon?
Ma'am, did you say you have a microchip?
Yes, I do. And this microchip was put in my vaginal and rectum area. And I have been dealing with rape and sexual assault with them trying to take it out. When you're trying to make people accountable for what they have done to you, then they go to any extremes in trying to get it removed. And these are the issues that anyone, not just me, but any person who wants to make people accountable for the implant that they put in them, they will deal with all kind of harassment, all kind of torture as a result of you speaking up about it.
Let me get him going. Do you want to ask me further? Anything further from any members of the committee? Ms. Garvey? Is it Ms. Garvey? Is that right? Did I have her name right? Gary? Ms. Gary, is it?
Yeah, Ms. Gary.
Excuse me. Okay. Sorry, Ms. Gary.
And that one other thing, you mentioned, gentlemen, you mentioned about the implant and being put in criminals. I feel like our right to, this deals with our right to our body integrity. This is a God-given right. When we are born, we are naked. We only have our bodies.
Let me ask, hold your comments so we can get some questions to you.
Okay.
Mr. Maddox?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess I may have just missed it. I was just curious. You're saying this was an involuntary?
Involuntary, yes. I am in the U.S. Appeal Court right now. This case has been going on for the last 8 years, and we're trying to get some help in trying to get this outlawed and get some justice in that. I feel like Senate Bill 235 is on the right side of justice. This is an issue that is ongoing.
Let me ask you, hold your comments. We'll get the questions done.
Okay.
Anything further, Mr. Maddox?
That's all.
All right. Anything further from the committee? Let me ask Ms. Gary this. Who implanted this in you?
I feel like mine is...
You don't know who did it?
Yes. I'm one of the federal government research with this microchip.
And who in the federal government is implanting you?
And this is the Department of Defense.
All right.
And this is the court case that is pending before the U.S. Appeal Court.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
The ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one-world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one world government where everybody has an R.F.I.D chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is given me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what
Everything.
you sell.
Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people, and you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intention.
Maybe